Sometimes we expect God to speak with thunder and fire, but often his voice comes as a whisper, a quiet, gentle call that reaches deep inside. Here are 5 times in the Bible when God spoke softly, not loudly, but powerfully. First, Elijah on Mount Horeb. Elijah had just witnessed incredible displays of God's power: earthquake, storm, and fire. Yet God was not in any of those dramatic moments. Instead, Elijah heard a still, small voice, a whisper so gentle it almost went unnoticed. God used that quiet moment to speak directly to Elijah's heart. This teaches us that God's most important messages aren't always shouted from the mountaintop. Sometimes they come in silence, inviting us to listen closely. And after the fire, a still, small voice. 1 Kings 19:12. Second, the young boy Samuel. Samuel was just a boy serving in the temple under the priest Eli. One night, he heard someone call his name. Thinking it was Eli, Samuel ran to him, but Eli said he hadn't called. This happened 3 times, leaving Samuel confused. Finally, Eli realized it was God calling the boy and told Samuel to listen carefully. When God spoke the 4th time, Samuel answered, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." This story reminds us that God's voice can be tender and gentle, requiring patience and attentiveness to recognize. Samuel, Samuel, and speak, for thy servant heareth. 1 Samuel 3:10. Third, Jesus and the woman caught in adultery. The crowd was loud and angry, ready to condemn the woman caught in sin. But Jesus spoke softly, calmly challenging the crowd with words full of grace and truth. His quiet voice stopped the angry mob in their tracks and gave the woman hope in a new beginning. This moment shows us that sometimes God's voice isn't loud judgment. It's a gentle call to mercy and change. He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone. John 8:7. Fourth, the disciples on the road to Emmaus. After Jesus' resurrection, 2 disciples were walking, confused and heavy-hearted. Jesus joined them but did not reveal himself right away. Instead, he spoke softly, explaining the scriptures and opening their hearts to hope and understanding. It was in this quiet, intimate moment that their eyes were opened to the truth. God often speaks through calm moments of teaching and fellowship, sometimes when we least expect it. He expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. Luke 24:27. Fifth, the Holy Spirit's daily prompting. God's voice doesn't always come in grand gestures. More often, he nudges us gently through a thought, a verse, or a quiet sense in our heart. The Holy Spirit guides us step by step, whispering truth and leading us toward peace and purpose. If we are willing to listen, his soft voice can transform our lives. When he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. John 16:13. God's voice may not always be loud, but it is always there. A whisper can move mountains. If you're waiting for God to speak, lean in quietly and listen. He might be closer than you think. If this encouraged you, subscribe for more reflections like this. And check out the other videos on this channel. Your next word of hope might be one click away.